What is going on? Welcome back to 92.3 Preps. I'm Jackson Schneider, your host as always. And the summer just keeps on keeping on. We're getting closer and closer to fall sports. Very excited to get a little bit closer, dive a little bit deeper into the fun stories of the fall. Today, just one guest on our show, a little bit of a shorter show, but a great interview of a local kid doing some big things. And you'll really enjoy that interview. She was fantastic. But I'll give you more on our guest here in just a little bit. But again, episode 9 of our show. The following is growing. Really appreciate those of you who have tuned in throughout our show over the last several weeks. And the feedback has been really awesome. We continue to make this thing into truly something to be excited about, especially as we get more and more, like I said, closer to the fall. And lots of things to look forward to. But again, if you've missed any of our previous shows, we have visited with coaches and players and all these great stories from college ranks even to our high school folks. And our Honorary ESPY series is winding down. Just a few interviews left of those to get to. Most of them are college athletes anymore. We have visited with Avery Johnson, who got his Honorary ESPYs trophy just the other day. We visited with Tyler Gonzalez last week, Mays Wrestling head coach, our coach of the year, and the Mays Boys Wrestling team of the year. So he had 2 trophies to pick up. We heard from Destiny Mays during our process of voting, but she was our female high school athlete of the year, and she got to come in and pick up her trophy the other day. Manny Myers from last week's show as well. He came in and picked up his trophy. And if you haven't seen, we posted when they picked up their trophies, and they are sweet. Take a look at this. I've got one right here. Little beautiful, wonderful ESPYs trophy here for all of our winners. If you're watching on our YouTube, you can see me putting it on display, but if you're listening, that is totally fine, totally okay. Just check out our social media. You can follow us at ESPN Wichita, Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram. I have even modernized. We're getting to that younger audience. We are on TikTok. You can follow us at ESPN Wichita on TikTok now as well, with some great clips of interviews and great content. Still plenty to come there. Just a few posts, but go check it out. Go follow us at ESPN Wichita on our brand new TikTok page as well. And of course, if you haven't heard, we're on Spotify. We are at espnwichita.com. Go to the ESPN Wichita app. There are podcast pages. Just click the 92.3 Preps page, and there'll be great stuff there. Still growing with all of that beyond just this show as well. We'll be posting a lot of our high school athlete of the week interviews on those pages and into our high school game of the week coverage. Those broadcasts will be archived on that page, all under one roof, one area for you to listen back anytime. So be sure to like and follow all those pages so you have it wherever you need it. And we'll talk a little bit more here later on about our high school game of the week. Some fun things still to come there, but our schedule is getting closer to finished. I've been visiting with some local athletics directors and trying to round out that schedule with some great games for our football coverage this fall. So we'll talk a little bit about that at the conclusion of our show, some things you can look forward to, some dates to circle on the calendar. So really looking forward to what's to come there, and lots and lots of great things. So without further ado, let's talk about our guest today. We're talking Honorary ESPYs. And again, I'll flash that beautiful trophy right here on our screen, our ESPY winner trophy. That is absolutely gorgeous. And our winner of Small College Athlete of the Year on the female side is Leah Henke, Washburn women's soccer standout. She scored 12 goals in her freshman season, helped lead the Ichabods to a Division II Final Four this last fall, and she's gearing up already for another exciting fall campaign. We'll visit with her here in just a few short moments. But before we get to that interview, let's talk a little bit more about Leah Henke, because not only is she an ESPY winner for this year, But as far as I am aware, as far as we know, with as long as we've been doing these ESPYs, she is our first two-time honorary ESPY recipient. She was our high school female athlete of the year last year, the Bishop Carroll alum, absolutely stellar on the soccer field. She is phenomenal and has undoubtedly carried that into Washburn, of course, with how she performed this year. One of the best single season performances in Washburn history. She averaged just under a goal every other game, so about 0.53-ish goals per game, which is outstanding. She had the most goals on the Washburn roster this past fall in 2025 and had the most points on her team by pretty considerable margin, and she will be a pillar for that program moving forward. But absolutely enjoyed getting to chat with her more and visit in person here. But let's get to that interview. I don't want to keep you waiting too much longer. Leah Henke was absolutely wonderful. Let's take our first break here on 92.3 Preps, which of course is brought to you as always by our great friends at Advanced Orthopedics Associates and AOA Now and Commerce Bank. Always appreciate their sponsorships and support of this growing endeavor of ours and our high school sports content here at ESPN Wichita. But again, AOA Now and Commerce Bank bringing you this wonderful interview. Right after a quick word from those great sponsors, we'll visit again with Leah Henke of the Washburn Ichabodians.
I'm always telling him to shake it off, but sometimes we need professional care. Ow! Thankfully, I know just the place.
AOA Now is your premier orthopedic immediate care for when you need it most. Our expert team specializes in breaks, sprains, and strains. With our new state-of-the-art facility, we'll have you back in action in no time. Visit AOA Now on web and K96 today for fast, specialized orthopedic care where we keep Kansas in motion.
Is it better to pay down some debt, or should we think about investing?
Investing is a given. But what else could I do to be set for retirement?
Retirement. Been a long time coming. Is it finally time to work for myself?
Life is unpredictable, but you don't have to face your questions alone. For nearly 160 years, we've been helping people find the banking and investing answers that matter. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted.
Welcome back here on 92.3 Preps. Jackson Schneider, pleased to be joined by one of our esteemed ESPYs honorees here in Washburn Soccer's Leah Henke, a former Bishop Carroll Golden Eagle as well. Leah, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome back. You're a two-time winner of an honorary ESPY. How is that? How does that feel to be a two-time honoree?
I mean, if you told me like a year ago that this would be happening, I would be like, you're crazy. But it feels really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Will you do me a small favor? Just pull that a little closer to you. Sorry. I want to make sure everybody can hear you okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's such an insane thing. So take me back to last year. I mean, high school athlete of the year is such an amazing accomplishment. There's so many good athletes here in Wichita, and to be named the best one of the last year, that had to be an experience. But how did maybe that motivate you going into just your freshman year at Washburn and lead to obviously a ton of success there?
Yeah. I mean, last year getting the female high school, that was pretty cool, especially like coming off of that really historic season we had. But it made me feel like I had kind of like a boost going into college, like, oh, maybe I can hang in with these college girls. And yeah, it kind of gave me just a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big thing, right? Because you come in as a freshman, you kind of have to start all over and figure out the game at a new level. And it's a different speed, right? It's a little faster, a little bit more physical. Yeah. So that confidence, I'm sure, went a long way, and it did really well for you. I mean, 12 goals and a trip to the Final Four. I mean, that's a heck of a freshman year. How did that all kind of feel as you're experiencing it, to not only get there and be kind of unsure of how things are going to go, but then you're kind of into the meat of the season. You're like, I can do this.
Yeah, it was really great. It was an awesome experience. I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of wants their season to go like that, and not many people get it to like be going that well. So as a freshman, it was really cool because it kind of just set the foundation. So we can just build off of that, and like that can be our fuel to like, oh, now we want to win the national. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and now, a very impressive season in totality, but you go into the conference tournament, and I know you kind of had a tough loss to Emporia State, which is a big rivalry, I know. So, but that seemed to like help your team hit a different switch going into the national tournament. Tell us about that and kind of the turnaround from a little disappointment and losing to a rival in the conference tournament to ripping off an incredible run to the Final Four.
Yeah, it was definitely unfortunate, and everybody really did want to win because it's always awesome to win conference and the tournament. But it's more so like, at least we lost then and we didn't lose later on. So that run that we had in the national tournament was, I don't know. Some may say maybe the loss was worth it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's kind of a double-edged sword, especially in hindsight, though. But as you get ready for now your sophomore year at Washburn, what are some things that you've learned over the last year that's going to help you going forward? What's maybe the biggest thing with your game that you've learned?
Definitely throughout the last season, I've learned got to be just a little bit more physical because like these girls are big and strong. So definitely that, and like being more of a leader on the field. And yeah, I'm younger, but I can still like be a little bit of a leader and communicate. Yeah.
Now with that, I mean, that's kind of, I find when I talk to athletes, kind of the hardest part. Like the game will take care of itself, but the leadership is hard because you feel like you're not one of those upperclassmen yet. It's hard to carve out that role and be vocal with it sometimes.
Yeah.
But how have you maybe, I don't know, learned to be a little bit more of that forceful leader to help your team? Because that's the ultimate thing, right? Is you want to help those around you.
Yeah. I find it that like the more you communicate on the field, it's just the easier the game flows. And especially with our team, like coming in as a freshman, it just kind of felt like we'd been together for forever. Like, I don't know, the chemistry was just really good. So I feel like having that good team chemistry really does help you have confidence to be able to like speak up.
Again, we're talking with Leah Henke, our small college female athlete of the year for our honorary ESPYs. Leah is a former Bishop Carroll Golden Eagle. So I do have to ask you about growing up, here in Wichita and the sport of soccer. Like, who are some of the impactful coaches that maybe helped get you to where you are now?
I'd have to say Greg Rock. He did wonders for me. He really believed in me when I honestly didn't believe in myself. But yeah, throughout all of high school and even before, he was just a really good supporter and just a great coach. So he's definitely at the top of my list.
That's awesome. And you got to have that one coach, right? That kind of just gives you the push that you need. Even like you said, when you don't believe in yourself, they see things that you don't see. And that's obviously worked out really well for you at this point. But with the decision to go to Washburn, there's so many great colleges in Kansas and even beyond, like across the country. What led you to choose Washburn?
Honestly, I fell in love with the campus, and Davey he was awesome. And my aunt and uncle went to Washburn before me. So I was like, it's an option, but yeah, it's just the atmosphere of the campus and the team I just really liked. So it made me fall in love with it.
That's awesome. And it's a great campus with a lot of successful sports too. I mean, basketball has been really solid and softball, of course. Like you could go down every sport with you guys as well at soccer, but does that make the experience a little bit more fun and special when you're on a campus where you've got other sports supporting you and everyone's, kind of in it together?
It's really fun, especially when the sports come together and like we'll go and watch basketball or we'll go watch volleyball. It's just, I don't know. It's just a great atmosphere and like it's just like a big happy family on campus. That's
awesome. What was maybe your favorite moment from this last year? Like I know there's so many you could pick from in a run to the Final Four, but if you had to pick one that was your ultimate favorite moment from last year, what was it?
I would say we played up in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and it like blizzard before the game. So it was like super cold and they had to plow the field. And after we won, we all ran and jumped into this massive snow pile. We took a picture. So that was a really good memory.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you were on the road like the entire tournament, right? So you go to Minnesota and then St. Louis was in there as well, right? So, and then off to Colorado for the Final Four. So you got to travel to all these unique places. Was there a stadium that you played in this last year that was maybe your favorite outside of one in Topeka?
Yeah. The one we played in in Colorado Springs for the Final Four. That was a really cool stadium. They like had light animations when you scored, and yeah, it just felt like you were playing at such a higher level than you really were.
That's really cool. And I know, they're doing a lot of things over at Washburn as well to elevate your experience as an athlete, tons of facilities renovations and things like that. But when you get to play at some new place, right, that just kind of makes it a little bit more special. So I'm sure that was an absolute blast. But just some fun stuff here now. Tell me about, did you watch a lot of the World Cup this year? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the World Cup?
I liked a lot of it, but that who was it? England, France, that high scoring game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get to go check out any of the fun stuff in Kansas City?
I didn't. No, I really wanted to. I saw that the KC Lights District had really fun watch parties.
Yeah,
I wasn't able to.
Me either. I'm from Lawrence originally, so all my friends went, and I'm just down here missing out on all the fun. So I was hoping I was going to get to ask you about some cool experiences.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
No, that's all right. But you get to still enjoy all the fun of watching the matches, and I know the Women's World Cup is coming up very soon as well. You're very excited for that.
I was so excited. It was so nice to be able to watch soccer every single day. So I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah. Do you enjoy, some athletes I talk to, the sport they play, they don't often watch it because they're like, I get enough of it playing my own, but it doesn't sound like that's you. Do you enjoy watching soccer?
I love watching soccer, especially the super high level pros. It's just so fun to watch them. I don't know, when you really understand the game, it's just you enjoy it a lot more. Yeah,
that's the thing is for me is I never played soccer, so I had a really hard time kind of getting into it because I don't understand how the game works. But as I've covered soccer more and been around coaches and athletes like yourself, I start to kind of figure some things out, and it's a lot more than just a 1-0 score,
exactly.
But what would maybe your message be to someone who maybe hasn't enjoyed soccer or watched soccer a lot because they think it's maybe boring or low scoring? What would you tell them to look for to make it more exciting and fun?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I feel like soccer is in the little things. It's the little passes that could lead you up to the big goal. So I don't know. You just have to really pay attention and take in the nice, them pinging the ball back and forth and switching the field. So yeah, I guess that's what I'd say.
I like that. Now, again, you're our honorary ESPY winner for Small College Female Athlete of the Year. If you could talk to the voters, because this is voted on entirely by people in Wichita, our listeners and everything, and they were the ones that picked you out of this group, what would you tell those people that voted for you?
Thank you for taking the time out of your days to vote for me, because you didn't have to, but I appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we had such a hard time. We got so many nominations. And I said, there's so many great people that we can choose from, from the nominations list. And we have to narrow it down to our finalists. And then we leave it up to everyone.
Yeah.
But to be just in that conversation, did you look at the list of some of the others and kind of see? Because there's some other kids from around Wichita doing big things.
I saw a Washburn volleyball player was on one of the finalists too. So I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's some good athletes.
Yeah. What does that do for your confidence? Because you talked about the confidence of last year, what that did for you, but to be on a list like that with other college athletes too, and at such a young age, what does that do to help kind of bolster that confidence? Because you still got a lot of soccer in front of you.
It definitely does give me another boost of confidence. Okay, I thought I could hang in with them, but now I really know that I can hang in with them, and I can prove myself to all these upperclassmen. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, you scored 12 goals, led your team in that, led your team in points scored as well. And so with all that scoring, was there one goal that you were a part of that was the best? Ooh, when we played in St. Louis against UMSL, I scored with my left foot, which was already crazy for me because left foot isn't my strong suit. But with that goal, it pushed us forward to be able to go to the Final Four because we were tied at the time. So that one was pretty cool. That's awesome. Now, to fill everybody in on what's next, you were telling me earlier you're going back to Topeka here very soon to get ready for the fall season, but
what does the preseason look like for you and getting ready for sophomore year?
Yeah, so go up probably end of July, and then we'll have our little like captain's camp where we all hang out as a team. And then I think around the 7th or 8th is when it's like full go. And then I think we have a couple scrimmages in August. And then, yeah, after that, it's just full-fledged.
That's awesome. And I know I was looking at your schedule earlier because, like I said, you're from Wichita, and I've done games for Newman. So I was trying to see if you come back down here to Wichita, and you do.
Yeah,
and it's your very
Newman.
at Newman. Your very last match of the regular season. So for anyone listening, you can come watch Leah play October 28th here in Wichita. It's a Wednesday night. But what would be your message to pack the stands?
I don't know. Come watch some great soccer in Wichita.
Yeah, come. And you're an honorary ESPY, a 2-time honorary ESPY winner. People got to come see you. You are the highlight of that for sure. But Leah, thank you so much for the time today. Again, congratulations. Incredible accomplishment once, let alone twice. So thank you for the time and congrats.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. That's Leah Henke. She is your Small College Female Athlete of the Year, brought to you, of course, by several great sponsors: Eaton Roofing and Exteriors, You Build at Wichita, Prochaska Howland, Prochaska Law, the Greater Wichita YMCA, and Broadstroke. So all those people, we could not do this honorary ESPY stuff without them. But Leah Henke, again, was our guest. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Is it better to pay down some debt, or should we think about investing?
Investing is a give-it. But what else could I do to be set for retirement?
Retirement. Been a long time coming. So finally time to work for myself.
Life is unpredictable, but you don't have to face your questions alone. For nearly 160 years, we've been helping people find the banking and investing answers that matter. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted.
I'm always telling him to shake it off, but sometimes we need professional care. Ow! Thankfully, I know just the place.
AOA Now is your premier orthopedic immediate care for when you need it most. Our expert team specializes in breaks, sprains, and strains. With our new state-of-the-art facility, we'll have you back in action in no time. Visit AOA Now on web and K96 today for fast, specialized orthopedic care where we keep Kansas in motion.
Welcome back to 92.3 Preps, episode 9 here. You just heard my great interview with the wonderful Leah Henke, our Small College Honorary ESPY Female Athlete of the Year, and great stuff from her. Again, 12 goals as a freshman for the Washburn Ichabods, a trip to the D2 Final Four, and I bet you're going to see a whole lot more from her this coming fall, and we teased it a little bit in the interview with Leah. But her and the Ichabods will be playing right here in Wichita this fall at the end of October at Newman University. So for all of you Bishop Carroll fans, you Washburn fans, or just want to see some great soccer, get to Newman, circle that date on your calendar, and you can check out our honorary ESPY winner in person as the Ichabods take on the Newman Jets right here in the Air Capital. But before we wrap up our show today, I teased a little bit, we're getting closer to the fall sports calendar, and we're getting our fall sports, our high school football game of the week schedule kind of rounded out. We've kind of narrowed down a lot of the games. The official schedule has yet to be announced, but I can tell you a couple of exciting dates that we will be having some good games. So this is a news drop for our listeners. This is a reward of checking out our show. You'll get some news ahead of the curve. But we will be heading to Mays High School for 2 games this fall, and 2 very, very high-profile games. We always try to outline some of the biggest stories, the biggest rivalries in high school football in our area, and Mays has been an outstanding program. Gary Guzman has done a great job over the last, over a decade now, I think, with the Mays Eagles. And 2 really big home games for them this year include, of course, the rivalry with Mays South. We're going to see Mays South as our ESPN Wichita game of the week, brought to you by Commerce Bank. Again, really appreciate their sponsorship and their support of our high school athletics coverage. But week 3, September 18th, Friday night at Mays High School, Mays South at Mays. Mark your calendar. We will be there. And then we'll be there the next week as well at Mays High School, because they'll be taking on another big-time rival right here in our city, and that is their matchup with the Derby Panthers. And Mays and Derby have been outstanding games for the last several years, of course, two of the premier programs in our area. And so we will see both Mays South, and then the following week, again, that is Friday, September 25th, Derby at Mays. So two big games right there that you can mark your calendars for. But I'm going to give you a third, because we've still got a lot of good things on our schedule coming, but I don't want to give away the full schedule, but I want to give you one more to be really excited about. And that is going to be a reigning state champion on the schedule. Week 8, October 23rd, the Andover Trojans, one of the favorites in the AVCTL2 this year, and a team that could be making a ton of noise in 5A football. The Andover Trojans will be hosting the defending 5A state champs in the Salina Central Mustangs. We will be there on scene for that game as well. So mark your calendar there for, again, week 8, the final week of the regular season. There'll be a ton on the line, probably some AVCTL championship game vibes with that one. Obviously, we've got a lot of football to play between now and then. Of course, we haven't even gotten really to fall camp yet, but that's going to be a big game. It was a great game this last year. Those two teams went toe-to-toe, and expect nothing less again this year. And, of course, you get a reigning state champ in there. That is going to be a ton of fun. So lots and lots to look forward to in all three of those games. But, again, I'm going to run through them real quick. Just these three games. Again, week 3, September 18th, Mays South at Mays. Week 4, September 25th, Derby at Mays. And then week 8, October 23rd, Salina Central at Andover. Those will be some of our games of the week. The full schedule coming in the very near future. We'll probably be talking about that, maybe, I hope, to have everything finalized by next week's show. But again, those three games, you can book them. We'll be there. Can't wait to bring you coverage. And a little tease as well. For the first time, our high school game of the week will include a video broadcast as well for most all, if not every single game. There's some conflicts in there that we're trying to work around and make sure that everything, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and all those things. But those three games, video broadcasts guaranteed as well. So not only can you listen to us on 92.3 FM or at ESPNWichita.com, we will have a video broadcast for you to watch as well. So really excited about that. Again, I'll plug our social medias at ESPN Wichita, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and of course, our brand new TikTok. As those games all get announced, follow those socials and you'll be one of the first to find out, because those will be breaking news on our socials when they are officially finalized. But those three games, again, looking forward to it. Can't wait. And we'll have plenty more coming in the near future. But that's going to wrap up episode 9 of our show. Thank you, as always, to you, our listeners, for tuning in, and this little fly in our studio for wanting to pitch in on the show as well. But I don't even know how to talk with that. That's so funny. But derailed my train of thought. Anyways, thank you again. Check out our stuff, Spotify, ESPNWichita.com, the ESPN Wichita app. All our shows are archived, and we will see you next week. This has been 92.3 Preps, brought to you today by AOA Now and Commerce Bank. I'm Jackson Schneider, and we will see you next time.